If you spent $1 million a day, it would take almost 3,000 years to spend $1 trillion. America spent that on defense in only 5 years. But are we safe? Tuesday.
For over 12 years, the Sound Centers have specialized in Sony because Sony is the best. And the Sound Centers offer knowledgeable help in choosing from over 500 Sony products. Here's just one, a 13-inch Sony with remote, $299. Or a big 27-inch Trinitron with remote, $699. Here's a Sony camcorder, remarkable, and just $699. Expert help with the best selection and the lowest Sony price. Get it all at the Sound Centers.
I'm Diana Pierce with a message just for kids. If you're home alone and need someone to talk to, you can call Phone a Friend. Phone a Friend is there anytime, day or night, for you to call when you need help, or when you're bored, lonely, scared, sad, or just need someone to talk to. Your friends at Phone a Friend know that you can't always reach your parents. Phone a Friend wants to talk to you. Call them at 341-8080.
John Bachman on News 11 Sunrise.
Guten Morgen, wir sind die Deutschklasse von Taunton High School. Guten Morgen, 11 Country.
Now, the Twin Cities' fastest growing television news, News 11 Sunrise. With John Bachman, Amy Powell, Steve Carroll on sports, and the weather with Roy Finden.
Good morning to you. Welcome to Sunrise. We've reached the week's end, Friday, April 17th. Good Friday.
Good Friday indeed. And I like that opening this morning from Tartan High School that was on our open there.
Yeah, what did we say?
The German class.
That was a German class?
Yes, yes.
How did you know? You know
well,
German?
because I was there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known.
Impressive.
Yeah. Nice group.
Good. Roy Finden is a pretty good guy, too. He's with us.
Good morning.
How's the weather? Hi.
May I take that word, impressive? I'm making plans for the day, and on my log I have afternoon nap on the porch. Wait till you see the July-like weather that we have in store today. It's going to be just fine.
Sounds
more
great.
Details later. Thank you, Roy. Topping Sunrise this morning, though. 10 area saunas were raided by the Minneapolis Vice Squad overnight following months of investigation and surveillance.
Police hit the saunas, making arrests and seizing money and stolen goods.
The Bamboo Hut at 54th and Nicollet was just one of 6 targeted saunas in South Minneapolis. Downtown, police hit places like the 11th Street Health Club and Nirvana. News 11's Carolyn Marinan was with the Vice Squad and has this exclusive story.
17 people were arrested overnight by Minneapolis police during raids on area saunas, 12 for participating in a disorderly house and 5 for prostitution. Over 30 officers busted 10 saunas in downtown and South Minneapolis after months of planning. Hundreds of dollars were confiscated by police, money they say was made from prostitution. At the Nirvana Health Club downtown, there were no arrests, but police found something else here. This is what officers found inside the Nirvana: stolen goods, everything ranging from dishes to radios to a fur coat valued at several $1,000s. Items were counted and listed. In the middle of it all, someone walked in. Someone, police say, was a potential customer.
What's your name?
Why?
Well, we're police officers and we've raided this place.
Just a few blocks away on Glenwood, more arrests were being made at Hanako's when trouble broke out.
Get out of here!
Sure, no problem. I got them.
You're fine.
You got my pack set, Jim?
Police say this patron assaulted the arresting officer. The man was taken into custody for disorderly conduct. Inside, police searched for record books and money. They say they hope this crackdown aimed at cleaning up will help.
We're making a conscientious effort to serve some of the different constituents in neighborhoods who've been complaining about the saunas operating in their areas, people coming and going late hours of the day and night. So tonight, we attempted to raid 10 saunas simultaneously.
Police say this is only the first step, that they plan to dig deeper and find out just who the people are behind these saunas. For Sunrise, Carolyn Marinan, News 11, Minneapolis.
6 of the targeted saunas were in South Minneapolis, 4 downtown.
A power outage darkened North Memorial Hospital and surrounding neighborhoods in Robbinsdale late last night. This morning, power has been restored. The hallways at the hospital were dimly lit with auxiliary power, which also supplied light and power to elevators and surgery rooms. 1,500 residents nearby also were without electricity for about an hour. Police say a car ran into a pole, breaking a power cable, causing the incident. A musician in Duluth has learned an expensive lesson. Betsy Highland left her car unlocked and now has only broken pieces of her prized cello after 3 juveniles stole the $13,000 instrument.
I think it was the only time in my life I've ever done it, and it was after a symphony concert. I was very tired and I wasn't feeling well. I went into a friend's house for what I thought would be a few minutes. I ran in fact, I left my pocketbook in the car also, and in that short period of time, they were able to come and take my instrument.
The instrument was custom-made for Highland 5 years ago. Highland is the principal cellist with the Duluth Symphony. She also teaches cello to students and is considered one of the world's top young cellists. To replace the instrument would cost $14,000, and it would take 1 year to build.
The father of a 17-year-old Oakdale boy who's been missing for 6 months is expected to resume searching for his son this morning. Last November, searchers and bloodhounds combed the Aiken area where Noel Outage was last seen hunting with some friends. The search, however, turned up no clues. Noel's father, George, believes foul play may have been involved and will resume the search with friends this morning. A St. Paul woman is in custody this morning on charges of possessing drugs and stolen property. Deborah Wilbert was charged with possession of 430 grams of cocaine and receiving stolen property. Police recovered a number of electronic goods and a handgun from Wilbert's home. She's expected in court later this week.
The state Supreme Court has a favorable decision this morning for the president of the Minnesota Vikings. Melissa Young tells us Max Winter has reason to be a happy man.
Vikings president Max Winter will be allowed to sell his share of the team to investors Irwin Jacobs and Carl Pohlad. In a decision filed today, the state Supreme Court said an understanding that Winter had to offer the shares to other Viking stockholders first wasn't binding. Board member John Skoglund and other stockholders sued Winter after the sale was announced. They contended that agreements signed in 1977 and 1984 would have required Winter to offer his 46% of the team to Skoglund, the Bill Boyer Trust, or the Vikings corporate organization. The Supreme Court's decision was split, however. Dissenting Justice Gene Coyne said Winter should have been bound by those earlier agreements. And that is today's Supreme Court decision for Thursday, April 17th. For Sunrise, Melissa Young, News 11.
Winter sold his 200 voting and 600 non-voting shares to the PJ Acquisition Corporation for $25 million.
Today is a special day for Christians. It is Good Friday. Many local churches will hold special services commemorating the crucifixion of Christ. One church will hold its service outside, as it did last year. Many businesses will be closed, as will the stock market, for the holy day. In our legislative preview this morning, News 11's Dennis Stauffer tells us the pace around the Capitol is a little slower than usual because of Good Friday.
Good morning. Today will be a quiet one here at the Capitol, with most lawmakers taking an Easter vacation. The governor has now returned from a statewide tour where he's been holding news conferences to promote his programs. And those programs are among the things lawmakers will be talking about when they come back to work here on Monday. They still have to decide most of the priorities for this budget that will evolve over the next 2 years and what the state will spend, but they also have to decide where that money will come from. They're already talking about tax increases that could exceed $1 billion. All that will start unfolding next week when lawmakers have just a month to go in this session. For Sunrise, I'm Dennis Stauffer at the state Capitol.
The legislature will be back in full session Monday after the Easter break.
A fire in St. Paul overnight looks like it was intentionally set, according to investigators. Firefighters walked through the burned garage at 1054 Summit Avenue around 1:30. The garage received heavy damage along with a car parked inside. The house also suffered smoke damage. Officials say the fire looks like it was set, but they have no suspects. Fire inspectors in Cologne are still trying to determine the cause of a fire that destroyed a barn and 4 other buildings. Firefighters poured water onto the smoldering remains yesterday afternoon. The fire apparently started in the barn with some stored hay, but officials aren't sure what caused the fire. The Pike family and their 3 kids were inside the home when the fire broke out. All escaped unharmed. And across the state this morning, the risk of grass fires is very high. And in a large area west of Duluth, burning is strictly forbidden. Elsewhere, the state is under a grass fire watch.
One good note, though, the winds have died down, haven't they?
That's true. That's true. The air is calm this morning like it was yesterday. The temperature is basically the same as it was yesterday at this time, but there's no fog.
That's right.
That's right.
I hadn't thought about that.
So we've got, must be a new air mass, a new batch.
Does that explain
batch.
that?
You bet it does.
Okay.
The temperature is 47 here in the Twin Cities. The sky is clear. The air is calm. The dew point is at 36, so the relative humidity is only 65%, significantly different from yesterday's 100%, and the pressure is steady at 29.71. So we're in the new batch of air. Where they're not in the new batch of air is over in the coast of Wisconsin. There's fog all up and down the coast from Milwaukee to Green Bay. Our temperatures are mild. The sky is basically clear, and my goodness, 51 degrees at Alexandria. Could that suggest a warm day? Certainly could. Today we are not expecting anything in the way of cloudiness. We're expecting little southerly breezes. You can see the fog is evident here on the satellite picture. It looks like just a really bright, brilliant day, the same kind of sunshine that broke through yesterday afternoon. In fact, we have a really, really unblemished weather picture for later today. 80 degree temperatures, 90s in Nebraska. So today's forecast is really simple. A sunny morning, a sunny afternoon, breezy, warmer, 82 to 86 degrees with 10 to 20 mile an hour southwest winds. Partly cloudy and a low in the 50s tonight with southwest winds. And tomorrow, sunny, windy, warm, 80s again, south-southwest winds. They'll be picking up again, 15 to 25. So good for everything except grass fires.
Yeah, tomorrow maybe
87.
trouble. Okay.
Yes.
That is something. April. Thanks, Roy. From a movie that will build your spirits to a dance in a building about to be torn down, lots of entertainment this weekend in the Twin Cities. Entertainment editor Barry ZeVan has details.
Cold-blooded disregard for the lives of chimpanzees used for Air Force experiments becomes a heartwarming experience for the actors and the audience in Project X, starring Matthew Broderick.
You good little chimp. Come here. Hey.
Other films to fall in love with include Raising Arizona, The Secret of My Success, Blind Date, Tin Men, and Hoosiers. The classic films continue to be Platoon and Lethal Weapon. The classic and Class E stage production of Lerner & Loewe's Camelot begins Tuesday at the Minneapolis Orpheum, starring Richard Harris. Locally based productions worth seeing this weekend include monologist Jim Stoll's Traveling Light at the Hennepin Center for the Arts Little Theater, Beyond Therapy at Chanhassen, How to Improve Your Golf Game at Mixed Blood Theater, and among many more, No Sex Pleas We're British at the Old Log. The Minnesota Orchestra, under the baton of Ado DeVart, will present Brahms' Piano Concerto No. 2, featuring Emanuel Ax at the keyboard. And The Wrecking Ball is the name of the final big band dance at St. Paul's Prom Center tonight at 8, featuring Cab Calloway, Shirley Witherspoon, and the American Classic Jazz Orchestra. The real Wrecking Ball will destroy the Prom Center later this spring, but never all those decades of great memories. That's showbiz. For Sunrise, Barry ZeVan, News 11.
Next on Sunrise, how the dollar did against the yen overnight.
The baton. Did you get
You
that?
like that? The baton.
And why your phone bill may go up soon. Stay with us.
Mean Gene for Thane Hawkins Freeway Dodge at Bloomington. We're overstocked on new Dodge Caravans, and for 3 days only, we're slashing prices on every new Caravan in stock. That's right, we're overstocked on new Dodge Caravans. Save $1,300 on the exciting new V6 fuel-injected Dodge Caravan. You'll have to agree, it's an incredible offer. Save $1,300 on a new Dodge Caravan. Low prices, huge inventory, no money down. Where? Only at Thane Hawkins Freeway Dodge, 80th and Penn in Bloomington, where financing is as easy as the stump of approval.
I come over here often. Well, my whole family really likes music. And it seems like we're always needing a boombox or a handheld tape player or something for some member of the family. My husband's favorite store. He loves to come here. And he'll stay for hours if I let him.
Gum disease. More than half of all adults have it. It even affects those in their 30s. Symptoms of gum disease include tender or bleeding gums, persistent bad breath, and loose teeth. If you have these symptoms, don't wait till it hurts. Come to Jonathan Dental for a checkup. There are more than a dozen Jonathan offices throughout the Twin Cities. Stop in for a free leaflet on gum disease. For the location of the Jonathan office nearest you, look in the yellow pages or call the connection 922-9000. Jonathan Dental, the caring professionals.
Time now, 14 minutes past the hour. If you want to go where the money is, try Connecticut. That's the state with the highest per capita income. The government says that it's more than $9,200 there. The nation's capital would be second if it were a state, followed by New Jersey. Connecticut replaced Alaska, which held the top spot since the early 1970s.
The government's trade war against Japan may go into effect as early as today.
Kara King has joined us to tell us more about the trade battles. Good morning.
Good morning, John. Good morning, Amy. Well, as part of that trade war, the government is expected to release a list of Japanese products that will be slapped with 100% tariffs. The price of certain consumer electronic goods will skyrocket. Many products will double in price as the U.S. cracks down on Japan for violating trade agreements. Many computer products and certain television sets are likely to be on the list. The U.S. dollar fell against the Japanese yen in Friday's trading on the Tokyo Foreign Exchange Market, closing at 142.80 yen. That's down 0.40 from Thursday's close. There was no gold trading in London this morning. The market will reopen on Monday. But yesterday in New York, gold closed at $444.10 an ounce. That's up $1 an ounce. Wall Street is closed today for the Easter holiday. The stock market ended the week with the Dow Jones slightly down. The market fell nearly 7 points to close at 2275.99. Nearly 190 million shares traded hands. Beginning in July, your phone bill is going to go up by 60 cents. The Federal Communications Commission has voted to increase the monthly line charges. But over the next 2 years, that increase could be as much as $1.50 more a month. Two local organizations have combined their efforts and have created jobs for some people in Minneapolis. Alan Costantini tells us more.
This successful business venture on Chicago Avenue in Minneapolis is supported by the Phillips Community Development Corporation and by local churches. They opened about a year ago and now business is booming. Kent Hillman is a baker, one of the 4 employees. He puts a lot of effort into making hot cross buns. The final touches include the glaze on top, the final swirl of frosting. Kent likes to make muffins and breads best because
we put the muffins in the cups with our hands. It's just kind of fun to be in the batter like that. I like bread too because bread rises. It takes a lot of patience to make a good loaf of bread.
But bread is not all that they make at the Phillips Bake Shop. They make all kinds of specialized rolls, pastries, and cookies.
We need 4 of those.
Most of their customers are regulars.
The caramel rolls are just absolutely fantastic. And the cinnamon rolls are wonderful. Everything is very good.
But not all of their business is retail. The Phillips Bake Shop also caters to other businesses such as Mount Sinai Hospital and J.D. Hoyt's restaurant downtown, just to name a couple. For Sunrise, Alan Costantini, News 11.
Rumor has it that their cinnamon rolls sell out fast during the 7 to 9 a.m. rush, so you better hurry over there this morning if that's your favorite. Now, you probably thought I'd have cinnamon rolls for you, right?
I was hoping.
Yes. Well, I have something just as good for you. Here we go for Easter. Now, John, you always grab this. Let it go by.
Oh, thank you, Kara.
We've been keeping track in the newsroom, and Amy's been doing very good on quizzes, so we thought she should be awarded something.
Oh, boy, this really gang up on John Bachman Day, isn't it? Okay, well, she's going on vacation. I will be nice to her.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Kara. Still to come this morning on Sunrise, the latest on the arms talks.
How the dairy business has changed this year.
How an old and strange medical treatment is making a comeback.
And the nation's 2 hottest baseball teams are the Brewers and the Twins. We'll tell you what's ahead for both teams when we return.
You are looking at a map of metropolitan St. Paul and Minneapolis, outlined by a 100-mile circle of the Twin Cities area. Terry Feldman Nissan is your only Twin Cities Nissan dealer within this 100-mile circle to sell you America's #1 selling import, Nissan. Terry Feldman Nissan is located 2 minutes west of the airport on 494. Terry Feldman Nissan is open all day Saturday for parts and service. Terry Feldman Nissan, 2 minutes west of the airport on 494.
Come feel the freshness. Tropicana Pure Premium shades your morning with a taste so fresh, so pure, so natural. Pure Premium. Only Florida oranges. With nothing added, nothing taken away. The taste could only be one.
Tropicana.
Feel the freshness. It's pure Tropicana.
I never thought it would happen to me. I mean, I started out listening to Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. Then I went to a Willie Nelson concert. And then I bought a Hank Williams Jr. tape. Me, the old rock and roller. I like country music. I like it a lot.
Discover the new country music on K102 FM.
Sunrise time is 6:19. The Pro-Am motocross race is over this morning after a day of fast action. The gates dropped as qualifying heats got underway for the main event at the St. Paul Civic Center yesterday. Crews are at the Civic Center now cleaning up after the big race. That's a live picture there. That's because around 2,800 tons of dirt had to be hauled in to make the track. The cleanup started last night and is expected to continue through the day.
Yeah, that really is remarkable how they change that surface around from sport to sport. But baseball, that's the big thing. Baseball.
You know, absolutely. With the North Stars out of the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's really nice to have baseball this time of year doing so well that we can talk about it. Absolutely.
Right. Absolutely.
The Twins set out to continue their spring rally on the West Coast tonight, opening a weekend series with California. The Twins lead the Angels by a game in the American League West with 7 wins and 2 losses so far. They need just 2 more wins to set a club record. Another team blistering the record book is Milwaukee. The Brewers go for a 10th straight win when they host Texas at County Stadium tonight, the only unbeaten team in baseball. We have crews with the Twins out west and the Brewers in Milwaukee, and we'll have more tonight on News 11. Last night in baseball, talk about a wind factor at Toronto's Exhibition Stadium. It was 50 degrees there, but I think it seemed a lot colder. And it must have been a home field advantage because in the 6th inning, Toronto's Jesse Barfield singled in George Bell for the eventual game winner off last year's Cy Young winner, Roger Clemens. Clemens is struggling 0-2 so far this season. The Jays beat Toronto last night. Let's go to that scoreboard. The final was 4-2. Cleveland at Baltimore was postponed because of rain. They'll play a doubleheader on Sunday. And a late game on the West Coast, Seattle beat Oakland by a run 6-5. In the National League last night, the New York Mets' Darryl Strawberry did it again, driving in 5 runs and blasting his 5th homer of the season. He led the Mets to a 9-3 win over Philly. The Mets are now 7-2 on the season, while Philadelphia drops to 1-9. Pittsburgh blanked the Cubbies in Chicago 6-zip. Bob Kipper with his first career shutout. San Diego over the Dodgers in 10 innings 3-2, and Montreal a 4-3 winner over St. Louis. In pro hockey, Norris Division champ St. Louis was knocked out of the Stanley Cup playoffs last night by a team that spent much of the season in the Norris Division basement, Toronto. The Leafs beat the Blues 4-0 to win the best-of-7 semifinal series 4-2. The only goal the Leafs would need came in the first period. Watch Brad Smith on the breakaway all alone. What a pretty goal. He puts it in 1-zip Toronto. They go on to win it 4-0 over St. Louis. So Toronto meets Detroit in the Division Championship Series beginning Tuesday in Motown. It'll be Winnipeg and Edmonton in the Smythe Division final. Last night, the Jets beat Calgary 6-1 to advance. Midway through the first period, the Jets go up 2-0 when Gilles Amel sent a slap shot home. Winnipeg over the Flames 6-1. The crowd loved it, but let me tell you, Calgary coach Bob Johnson was not happy about the early vacation. He could be out of a job, and he could be offered the North Stars coaching slot. In the Adams Division, Quebec advanced to the final series against Montreal by beating Hartford in overtime last night 5-4, taking the series 4-2. In the Patrick Division, the Flyers closed out their semifinal series with the Rangers with a 5-0 shutout. The only division semifinal game left Saturday night, Game 7 between the Islanders and Washington. New York beat the Capitals 5-4 last night to force the deciding game. In pro basketball, who else but Chicago's Michael Jordan is making the news again. Last night in the Windy City, Jordan scored 61 points against Atlanta to break the 3,000-point mark this season. Wilt Chamberlain is the only other NBA player in history to accomplish a feat. He's done it 3 times. Jordan also set a record for the scoring more than 20 points in 23 consecutive games. Air Jordan, he really is amazing.
What a year he's had.
He is, and he's fun to watch.
That's right. We should mention, too, you're here because Steve Carroll is in California.
Yes, and he will have reports from the Twins coming up tonight.
Great.
Tough assignment, huh?
Oh, yeah.
From the goofy games to California. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, something's going good for him. Today is Friday, April 17th, and on this day in 1956, royalty watchers were watching Monaco.
Prince Rainier and Grace Kelly were married. They'd announced their engagement a few months earlier. Kelly had recently won an Oscar for Best Actress and left Hollywood for her new life in Monte Carlo. The couple was married in a gala ceremony, received more than $1 million in gifts from around the world.
Also on this day in history, the loss of a great American. and a famous American failure. Benjamin Franklin died on April 17, 1790 in Philadelphia. He was 84. And in 1961, the U.S. launched the disastrous Bay of Pigs invasion. In an attempt to overthrow Cuban leader Fidel Castro, 1,500 CIA-trained Cuban exiles were captured. If today is your birthday, happy birthday.
You share this day with a famous journalist and two entertainment figures. CBS correspondent Harry Reasoner turned 64 today. A director of stage and screen, Lindsay Anderson, also turned 64. And rock promoter Don Kirshner is 53. And your horoscope says someone you meet today could be very important for you. And you deserve a break from work.
Sounds like a vacation to me.
Seems appropriate. Amy, you're going to be gone for a week?
I'm going to be gone next week, yes.
Have fun.
Thanks.
Coming up, where you might run into construction this weekend.
Plus, how the dairy business is changing. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Jerry Burkhardt and I own the Waterbed Warehouses. Remember, at Waterbed Warehouse, you pay less, a lot less. Here's another good example. Complete waterbeds from $99. Bookcases starting at $149. And our deluxe bookcase is just $179. Remember, Waterbed Warehouses. We've been here and we're going to be here. Remember, if you don't buy your waterbed from us, you'll probably just get...
I'd like to show you one of my favorite restaurants in all America. It's Kozlak's Royal Oak in suburban Shoreview. Now, whether it's the subtle combination of the beauty and grandeur of the dining room or the friendly, comfortable feeling of the Royal Oak patio garden, throughout Kozlak's Royal Oak restaurant, there's just one kind of food and one kind of service, and it's the very, very best. See for yourself over lunch, dinner, or the outstanding New Orleans Sunday brunch at Kozlak's Royal Oak restaurant.
This is the beginning. The all-new Chrysler LeBaron. Beauty with a passion for driving. Advanced front-wheel drive traction. Positive response suspension. Fuel-injected high-torque power. Choose precision 5-speed. Heart-pounding turbo. All with Chrysler's new 770 protection plan. The new LeBaron from Chrysler. Driving to be the best.
See the all-new LeBaron Coupe starting at $11,295 at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Hi, I'm Lindale Garden Center's Burt Ruttman here asking you, no begging you, to enter Lindale Garden Center's Lawn Boy Lawnmower $10,000 sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Buy your Lawn Boy Lawnmower here and receive free $25 labor service certificate, free lifetime blade sharpening, free setup, free 2-gallon gas container, free engine oil, and free up to 2-year warranty with your purchase. And remember, at the Lindale Garden Center, we will match anyone's Lawn Boy Lawnmower prices, even if we have to raise ours.
45 degrees this morning, now 26 past the hour 6. Here are today's traffic trouble spots if you're just heading out on the road this morning. Northbound Cedar Avenue to westbound I-494, the ramp will be closed from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for road repairs. Also, westbound I-494 to 12th Avenue, the ramp will be closed from 9 a.m. to noon. So expect some delays if you're traveling in those areas.
Might need to issue a summer fever alert today.
Really does look like that. The continued trend of warm just continues. I have it on the graph here that'll show you what we've been doing so far for April, which is astonishing by itself, but wait till you see where it goes. So far for April, the average high has been 62. The normal average high is 52. Look at today and tomorrow. Whoa. Bingo, temperatures in the 80s, 25 degrees above average, and much of the country will be enjoying that same kind of stuff. In much of the country, we will have temperatures that are way above average. Look, we'll have 90s poking way up into the plains. In the Twin Cities, at the moment, we are starting off with a nice quiet morning. The current temperature in the Twin Cities is at 45 degrees with the air calm, the sky clear. The dew point temperature is 39 degrees, humidity 79%. The pressure is steady at 29.72. We have a calm morning. We're going to have a quiet, calm day with a lot of sunshine, courtesy of that area of high pressure. In the east, they're going to have another cloudy day. This area of low pressure has brought 4 days in a row of rain to a lot of the sections in the east, and that has produced, as you might expect, a lot of very serious flooding. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, for example, in an area where they have had things like 6 inches of rain in the last several days. It's just been an extraordinary event for them. It's finally moving out a little bit for them for today. The satellite picture shows we're having the cloudiness here and the pleasantness here. And then as we look ahead, this is the low aloft looking at the upper wind, which has helped produce all that wetness in the west. Here is the bubble of warmth.